Nomadland, Chloe Zhao, 2020, I'm going to assume. 3 stars, no heart, I'm sorry to say. A beautiful, understated, realistic tale of grief and melancholy and modern America at the fringes. Just didn't, the story, it just didn't affect me that much, I'm sorry to say. I respected it, but at the same time, it didn't grab me that much. But I did like the Letterboxd review that said this has got to be one of the best movies of all time that starts with a text card about reduced demand for sheetrock. It is amazing filmmaking that, like, some of the nomads are not actors. Can I drag you for 4 stars on the Royal Tenenbaums? Sure, go ahead and drag me. Drag me. Call me anti-intellectual or something. Because I only really liked it. Instead of considering it one of my favorite movies of all time. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's kind of insane that that's Wes Anderson's breakout movie. Like, every filmmaker should be so lucky as to have their breakout movie have Gene Hackman, Angelica Houston, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Danny Glover, Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, it's crazy, man. Not to mention that there's like a Beatles song, a Rolling Stones song, 2 Elliott Smith songs. Like, they got shooters on that cast. There's no doubt about it. It's also insane that Owen Wilson wrote those, or co-wrote them, I should say. Like, dude was seriously Hansel from Zoolander, and he's like, I'm going to write the Royal Tenenbaums. Next, he wrote Rushmore first, I guess, but still. Sorry, Wes, sorry. No, I can't do any co-writing on the Life Aquatic. I'm too busy shooting Starsky and Hutch. Sorry, wow, Wes, thanks for the opportunity. I'd love to work on Moonrise Kingdom. Unfortunately, I'm just so swamped right now being Drillbit Taylor. Wow. Drillbit Taylor was 2008. Wow, it was. Sometimes time gets confusing for me, you know? It's here and then it's gone. I'm doing an Eternal Sunshine Into Sunshine double feature this weekend. Any thoughts? Yeah, you're about to watch 2 great movies that maybe you've seen before, but they're I mean, I don't know if they really have. You'd be reaching to draw thematic connections between the two. I guess you could say that, you know, the sun in Sunshine is like happiness derived from romantic love in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. You know, it's something that you need the warmth from it to live, metaphorically in the latter sense, but you know as well that you're going to get burned. Me writing my book report for grade 12 English class, 2016, 1.6 billion views. That's a lot. By the way, saying 2016, did you know, you've seen this on social media, it's just a natural passage of time, right? People are now nostalgic for 2016. There was a tweet that went viral, or maybe it was a TikTok, and it was like the worst day in 2016 to 2019, and it's just like Ryan Gosling laughing, being on a date, having an amazing time. And then someone tweeted, like, why are people so nostalgic for 2016? And then a bunch of people started weighing in, and they were like, things back then just seemed like they were more free and more open, and like the world was full of possibilities. And then you realize that they're wrong. The first alarm of the 3-alarm chili is realizing that they're wrong. 2016 as an adult was messed up, bro. That was the year John Oliver built the 2016 monument and then kicked it over and blew it up with some dynamite, right? 2016 for a lot of people was like it was the Rage Against the Machine wake up, like things are freaking suck this year. But then the second alarm is realizing that like that's the way that I feel about like 2005. And I was probably wrong. I've talked about that with my parents before, like for their generation. Like sometimes my parents will be like, why are young people so, what's the word? Discontented is probably the best way to say it. Discontented. And I'm like, well, the economic conditions that were there when they were children are like not there as an adult. So it kind of feels like they got promised like a bad deal and stuff like that. And there's, like it seems like global conflict is kicking off again and stuff like that. And I'm like, it's true. But at the same time, I'm talking to my mom and she's like, we had that. We had like the Cuban Missile Crisis. It seemed like the whole world was going to, get erupted into nuclear war at any given moment. And now people are like, okay, boomer, you wouldn't know what it's like. And I'm like, well, mom, they didn't, okay? Like, stop having trauma about the Cuban Missile Crisis, okay? Because that shit did not pop off. How long you going to milk that? Yeah. When you were 7 years old, you thought you were going to die in like nuclear hellfire. Well, it didn't happen, so get over it, people. I guess that's what it's always like, You're all... You are probably going to be nostalgic for a period in your life when you were young. Maybe it'll be high school, maybe it'll be college, maybe it'll be just after that. Maybe it'll be like, earlier childhood. Right? I think we naturally think that it's the time that we're nostalgic for, but it's the age, It's not the time, it's the age. I'm sure if I was like 27 in 2005, I'd be like, what the fuck? We just started 4 more years with George W. Bush. This is so fucking fucked, man. I'm starting to think the Iraq War is not going to end in 18 months. But because I was like, 15, 16, 17, I was like, Pog, driving to the movie theater to watch Talladega Nights. Things were so much simpler back then. Okay, anyway. This is 9 Inch Nails. It's a 1.6 billion view 9 Inch Nails cut from 2016. Okay, I know it. You just gotta wait for the 3, 2, 1, go. I'm in the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, 3, 2, 1. It's definitely not. I need more. Ooh. Okay. It's got a little like Lady Gaga Born This Way, but it's like 5 years later than that. There's something to it. I sort of don't like it. I'm guessing that the song is kind of bad. I'm willing to be wrong. Let's see what else we got. Something to lean on. This is Lean On by Major Lazer. What? Oh, I know this. This is from Beat Fever from Champions of Fire 2. Is this Marshmallow featuring Bastille? I told you there was a little bzzz. I believe Halsey is... No, it's not Halsey. I need the clue. I took a pill in Ibiza. Do you think it was Imodium AD? Is this the frickin' Fox song? It's not the frickin' Fox song. I took a pill in Ibiza, 'cause I had diarrhea. But when I took the pill, it wasn't the best, 'cause I had the side effects, and then I ended up pooping my pee out. You know that one? You never heard that one? All my songs are sad songs. And you don't know that one? That's a Peloton classic. Hang on, though. First, I'm going to clear out my sinuses. We're so close. I'm so stand up that I just can't even... Excuse me. Sorry, I'm looking at my on-band request from yesterday. Hey, and now, dude, this is my favorite on-band request. This is what's happening to young men in today's society, okay? January 26, 2024, one message. Hey, NL, hope you're feeling better today. They received no +2s for their empathy and their well wishes. January 29th, 2024, one message. Hey, NL, you sound like shit. Perma-banned by northernlion. Now, you're going to look at that as a youth, and you're going to say, if someone had just said thanks for your well wishes, that guy wouldn't have been radicalized. Me as an adult, ain't nobody got time for that. You should find intrinsic reasons to be nice and empathetic to other people, okay? You shouldn't turn into the Joker just because you didn't get positive feedback on a nice message after one try. Like, what are you, literally a toddler? That being said, let's read the unban request. Definitely did not think this would get me my first ever Twitch chat ban. Joy emoji. But fair enough, this was a little out of pocket. My bad, nothing but love. Unban. Send unban decision. Hey, NL, sounding good today, Monka S. Okay, let me just stand myself up. I'm not slurping lean. I'm not even on any cold medicine. It's just Dristan, bro. I'm not even sure that Dristan actually has any active ingredients in it. I'm pretty sure it's just like salty water. It's so tilting. They think I'm over here. People think I'm over here doing like a line of cocaine. First off, I've never even stepped foot inside of a marijuana dispensary. You really think I'm going to buy like illegal nose candy on the dark web? B, I have like a 4-hour and 42-minute workday. You know, like we don't. I don't think we need any stimulation or any stimulants in excess of some mild caffeine supplementation. You do the Coke Zeros. That's true, but Coke Zero has no cocaine in it and no sugar. They took out all the good stuff. By the way, no disrespect. Is anybody more annoying than straight edge adults whose main valor comes from never consuming caffeine? If you don't drink and don't take any drug, and you know what I'm talking about when I say drugs. I'm not talking about, green tea. I'm happy for you. That's great. But if you're holding yourself up as virtuous over other people because you only consume like the gold can Diet Coke instead of regular Diet Coke, you need to get a fucking life, okay? That's ridiculous. I'm not saying you need a vice. I'm not saying you should drag yourself down to our level. I'm just saying, like, you should be like, I'm proud of myself for not, drinking 12 Coors Lights every Friday and Saturday. That's fantastic. But if you're like, I'm not like other people, I don't have a cup of coffee in the morning, you should seriously get a fucking life, okay? That's not a made-up guy. That guy's out there all the time. Hey, NL, do you think your boy Shy is getting too much help from the refs? Yeah, he's definitely, the NBA script is definitely pushing him as a Canadian basketball player that's playing in New Orleans. Two huge basketball markets. I think he's been anointed by David Stern to be the next Michael Jordan. Come on, be serious. You mispronounced his name and he doesn't play in New Orleans? Oh, you didn't get the preview of next year's script yet? They're trading Shea for Zion Williamson. It's 1-for-1. Absolutely awful trade. God, I wish I knew the Oklahoma City general manager's name and I could be like, that's classic. That's classic Smithson, bro. That's classic Smithson. Sam Presti. Yeah, they should call him Sam Presto because he waves his fingers and your favorite players disappear. Am I right? Or maybe he's well liked by the Thunder fan base. I don't know. I'm trying to lion ball, egg nose ball. Okay, give me some spectral cards here. Doubles for money and checks for free. I have a brain worm right now associated with Dire Straits' Money for Nothing. Every time it comes to the chorus, did you see the Mr. Beast food truck in the Middle East where Mr. Beast has I don't even know the name of the headwear, but he's advertising the kebab food truck. Every time the chorus comes on, I see Mr. Beast going like this, and just all that pops into my head is, we've got to, inshallah, microwave the oven, and I don't know what it is, but it worked its way in there like a lightning bolt hit me in my cerebellum, and it can't get out, man. Custom kitchen delivery. Can you do the Mr. Beast smile? How was that? Is that from something? It's from my own the twisted mind of Tim Burton, aka me. Which game has more mechanics, Balatro or Astrea? DL Guiga, the important question is not which has more, it's which game is better, and I think we all know the answer to that, no disrespect to Astrea's six-sided oracles. We do? This is like Parasite. It's like we both think that we're in the right. Like most people watch that movie and they're like, damn, this is about capitalism. I watched it and I was like, that family shouldn't have broken into that damn house. That was an immoral act. They should not have done that. Stealing is wrong. Me watching Parasite. 0.5 mult per jack discarded this round. No thank you. I think we can dump misprints and take straight Joker. Which is an idea. They should make a movie about that. Straight Joker. Can you imagine like the Joker having a wife? Hard day at work, honey. What's for dinner? Roast beef, Joker. My favorite. It's coming out this year? Really? I kind of saw it as more like a... I'm trying to think of the archetype that I'm going for here. You know Lizzie Kaplan and her best friend in Mean Girls? I kind of thought Joker 2 would be like about that dynamic. You tell me, you're kind of... You're blowing my mind here. The Joker has a wife? It is, kind of? Bisexual Joker be like, you do not want to know how I got these scars. Does it make sense? Does it even make sense? It's at least a callback to the bisexual Morpheus joke. I'm realizing you actually can't make jokes about anything. People are like, what kind of scars does he have? You've missed the point of the joke. I'm not saying he got the scars in some kind of sexual catastrophe. Yeah, that's you using your imagination for that. You got to take that up with your therapist, bro. That's not my fault. At least give me $1 out of the Queen and the Jack, please. I'll live with that. I'll live with that any day of the dang week. So at the risk of being canceled, we are straight maxing on this run, okay? WTF? Well, unfortunately, poker was invented in like year 37. So yeah, there's a hand called a straight. There's no hand called a bi because people were not based back then. It's called two pair. Hey, now that's a good joke. That's a plus twoable joke right there. So as is often the case, my daughter asked me yesterday to tell her a joke. I said, you got to think about this one. Why is 6 afraid of 7? She said, why? I said, because 7, 8, 9. She said, I don't get it. I said, because 8 is like eating food. So 7, 8, 9. She thought about it for like 20 seconds and then went, 7 didn't eat 9. And I was like, no, not because she watches so much number blocks where like all the numbers have like their own personality. And I'm like, no, not in number blocks. It's just in order, 7, 8, 9. And she was like, that's not funny. It's a non-canon joke. Kids these days can't handle it. Hey, Anel, do you have any tips for making a good soup? I do. But you said you made a soup and it didn't taste good. So I have to ask you more specific questions. Why did it not taste good? Because I'm not disrespecting you. Soup is a very easy food to make taste pretty good, kind of like by itself. The easiest thing I would say, I mean, it depends what you made it with. I put in the chicken and the noodles and stock everything in a crock pot and let it go for 6 hours. Let me guess, the noodles no longer are noodles. They have instead become just, they've dissolved into the medium. I think that's too much, in my opinion. I'm not a chicken noodle soup guy, though. They have dissolved into the medium. I'll give you my simple soup recipe, okay? And I guess it's more of a technique than a recipe. If you're making a soup in a North American or a European tradition, you can't go wrong with 3 starting ingredients: onions, carrots, and celery. It's known as a mirepoix. People will tell you to be very anal about the ratios. Don't worry, their dinners are predominantly made up of Doritos, okay? So you start by just get what seems to be enough celery, a couple of carrots, maybe like 2 onions, finely dice them, put some oil in your stock pot, turn it on like medium low, let them all sit in there until it starts to smell nice. In the meantime, if you're using a meat, you're going to dice that. Then you're going to saute it in the pan with that mirepoix. You're not going to boil it in the soup. It'll take on the flavors of the soup as the soup simmers. But you have to cook it first in the pan in order to actually develop some flavor on the meat. You need a lot of other stuff to thicken the soup. Otherwise, it's just like broth with the occasional, like, solid object in it. I like potatoes. Quarter like some little round potatoes and toss them in there. Cook all the dry ingredients before you add any liquid. Then you add, like, if it's a chicken soup, add chicken stock over top until it's covered. If it's a beef soup, add beef stock. If it's a vegetable soup, add vegetable stock. It's not that big of a deal. People will tell you to make your own stock. Brother, if we're making chicken noodle soup in the crock pot, let's go one step at a time. They're going to say soup's really easy. Step 1, buy an entire chicken uncooked from the grocery store, spatchcock it, rip out the backbone, cook it on high, like on the broiler with this recipe from America's Test Kitchen. They're like your soup recipe is gonna start like 4 days before you actually start making soup. That's insane. That's impractical. Don't do that. You don't need to do that, at least. Once you have the stock all the way up to the top, put the lid on the stock pot, turn it up on the burner to high. When it starts to boil, turn it down to low, keep it simmering. Add more salt than you would for someone you love, because it's what makes things taste good, but it also may kill you eventually. Pepper, and just add herbs until it tastes good. Cumin, a bay leaf, or maybe a few bay leaves. Anything you got in your pantry that feels like it would fit, toss it in there. You almost can't go too far. Very few people have ever cooked a soup for me and I've been like, oh, this is over-seasoned. You got 3 or 4 liters of liquid there to permeate the flavors through. And then just cook it like basically as long as you can, as low as you can, and you'll be fine. You can't go wrong. It is crazy that science invented a 0-calorie ingredient that makes food taste amazing. And people are still so cynical about it. Yeah, we know you love Coke Zero. I was talking about salt, bitch. I got you, you fucking hypocrite. No! I knew it. I didn't fall for it. Yeah. Hey, what was I doing? Popcorn goes too insane not to take early. Science invented salt? Yeah, bro, you've never heard of chemistry? Couldn't be me. Okay, are you ready for Spellcheck Wordle?
Snitch. A noun meaning one who snitches. Tattletale.
So aggressive.
The word's origin is unknown. Snitch. A noun meaning one.
Done. That's a gimme.
Vocabulary.
Okay, pause me. Vocabulary. 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 Submit.
Car. A noun meaning a vehicle moving on wheels.
The comedic timing. I thought vocabulary, at the very least, it's a long word for easy. When they hit me with car, that was good. Sometimes you'll be watching a dramatic film and it'll have the funniest thing you've ever seen in it, just as a result of the fact that it's alleviating some tension. That's how I felt when I heard car.
Slide. A verb meaning to move smoothly along a surface. Slip. This word originates from...
All right, Goo Goo Dolls, I see you.
Entire. A adjective meaning having...
Okay, easy, we get these. We are making it out of the 3rd grade spelling class. Classed? I was on an elegant walk.
Prolix. A adjective meaning unduly prolonged or drawn out. Too long. This word originated from Middle English, influenced by both Anglo-French and Latin. Prolix.
Prolix.
Prolix. A adjective meaning...
An adjective. So something is prolix. But that's not typically, this is spelling that we use for like grocery stores in North America.
Prolix.
That's more, that has a noun type vibe to it.
Prolix. An adjective meaning unduly prolonged or drawn out. Too long.
The best thing I've got is prolix. Yes! Spelling is a vibe, bro. I don't know how to explain. I guess when you just speak the language long enough, you just pick it up. Prolechs makes sense, but that's a noun. That's multiple prolic. You don't have a lot of X to just go out on a limb and drop an X on a word you don't know is crazy, but it was the only thing that made sense given the situation.
Emeritus. A noun meaning a person retired from
Emeritus.
professional life, but
Emeritus.
permitted to retain as an honorary title the rank of the Excision. A noun meaning the act or procedure of removing by or as
That's a gimme. That's no prolix. I knew prolix and you are no prolix.
parley. A verb meaning to speak with another. Confer. Specifically, to discuss terms with an enemy. Your instruction seems unclear. Please provide a specific word for its etymology. Parley. A verb meaning to
AI.
speak with another. Confer.
Parley.
Specifically,
Okay.
Wenteltrap. A noun meaning any of a family, Epitonidae, of marine snails with usually white shells. Also, one of the shells. Wenteltrap is Dutch.
Wenteltrap.
Wenteltrap. A noun meaning any of a family, Epitonidae, of marine snails with usually white shells. Also, one of the shells. Wenteltrap is Dutch for winding stair, deriving from Middle Dutch wendel, turning, and trap, stairs. Wenteltrap. A noun meaning any of a family, Epitonidae, of marine snails with usually white shells.
This is tough, bro, but this looks like a Dutch word to me. Wenteltrap.
Wenteltrap. A noun meaning any of a family.
No. Was I right in the first place? Is no PE at the end? Okay, this is where we got to put our nuts on the table.
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde. That thing that smells so good when you do high school dissections.
Semblance. A noun.
Excuse me.
Semblance. A noun meaning outward and often specious appearance or show. Form. Semblance stems from Middle English and Anglo-French, referring to outward appearance
Yes.
or likeness. Semblance.
In
A noun meaning outward and often specious appearance or show. Form. Semblance stems from Middle English and Anglo-French, referring to outward appearance or likeness.
Listen, I think we got semblance under control. Like this is like resemblance. Insemblance.
Semblance.
It can only, and then in French, what would in be? That would be, I would look at this more like ensemblance. That's derived from ensemble. What about in? Maybe, because it says it's specious.
Semblance. A noun meaning outward and often specious appearance or show.
I'm going to try it. That one hurt. I really thought that it could just be a funny pronounced insemblance.
Katsura. A noun meaning a deciduous tree, Cercidophyllum japonicum of the family Cercidophyllitae,
Naturally.
of Japan and China,
Chinese?
sometimes grown.
Hello? Okay, the website is broken. Katsura.
Coppice. A noun meaning copse. Middle English copies derived from Old French and Latin means brush overgrown area. Coppice, a noun meaning copse. Middle English
Okay.
coppice, a noun meaning copse. Middle English copies derived from Old French and Latin means brush overgrown area.
Thank you, Dark Souls 2.
Coppice, a noun meaning copse.
Coppice, a noun meaning copse. This is copse. Coppice. I know this is copse, but I think that this is right. Oh.
Inglenook, a noun meaning a nook by a large open fireplace. Also, a bench or settle occupying this nook. Inglenook, a noun meaning a nook by a large open fireplace.
That one seemed like a gimme. Inglenook. See results? Oh my god. Dude, is the website getting friggin' taken down or something? What's going on here? This is like the 20th time I've verified that I'm not a robot to the Spellcheck website. Okay, let me see what I got wrong here. Lentil trap. Letrap. Semblance? What the heck is semblance then? They literally, I mean, I spelled it wrong for a variety of reasons, but like this was literally, they just lied to us. And coppice. I mean, that's tough. That's just a tough one, honestly. I'll give you some respect. It was reading the EN meaning English. Oh, brother. I think you're right. You spelled semblance wrong anyway? Yeah, because English is not like a sensible language where all root words are spelled exactly the same when you add stuff to them. Sometimes you change the root word, which makes no sense. So sometimes you'll add like a little prefix and it'll be like, oh, that changes the back half of it. And you're like, why? And they're like, it's word chemistry, bro. They'll probably hit you with some kind of ad hominem attack. They'll say you just have to remember it. English is literally the best language on the planet. Well, we've established that it's the best language on the planet for writing movies, especially Marvel movies. Best language on the planet, it depends what you're maximizing for. If you're maximizing for crude beauty, I think English has a lot of advantages. If you're maximizing for ease of learning, I would have to give you a -2 on that one. /marker. News Tower. Everybody's super excited. It's been a while. I've been looking forward to this for a while. It's been a while since we had a good tycoon game to play. This is News Tower. Become the owner of a newspaper in 1930s New York City. You manage everything. The news, the articles, the janitors. That's right. You're not cleaning the toilets yourself, but you're doing some delegating. This comes out a little later in February. We're checking it out early, thanks to Twin Sales Interactive, and thank you so much to them for the sponsorship. This is a sponsored segment. Not me hearing this music and then thinking to myself, man, what I wouldn't give to be back in 1930s New York City. I didn't think about it for that long. I probably am happier where I stand right now. But either way, I've always wanted to run a media empire. As of right now, I'm kind of doing a 2024 facsimile of it. I stream a little bit. I make the occasional YouTube video, and then I take the clips and push them to TikTok. But I don't think it's we're not shaping the thoughts of the nation the way that they were back in the day. At least I hope not, for all of our sakes. Me arriving on the Titanic, which Grover voice did not crash. It's been years, but I can still smell the air. It was thick with aspirations as your father and I started our journey across the vast ocean. New York was the place to be at the turn of the century, and so that's where our dreams took us. My sincere condolences for the loss of your father. I think it's time I share the stories and photographs that formed our past. Stamps were 3 cents. Back in the day, man. Take me back. Nowadays, they're so expensive that I don't even buy them. Arrival on Ellis Island. We came with the purpose, a shared dream to one day establish our own newspaper. You know, you aren't merely part of a family. You're rooted in a lineage of publishers. Ink runs through our veins. We were born to tell, and more importantly, to sell our stories. You could have put that all in. Listen, Business 101, one stamp can send a message that was 2x the length of the first message, okay? Your stamp budget is going to put you in the poorhouse. With our pockets light as a feather, we had to start from the bottom. We called our newspaper the Egg Times. A decade later, we were hitting scoop after scoop. Our ink-stained pen became a lethal weapon, taking down corrupt politicians left and right. If you were somebody back then, you were somebody because of us. And the stamp store is loving it, bro! Yet, life wrote some unforeseen chapters. Your father had to head back home, and I was left to lead our dream on my own. Nowadays, my stories don't seem to hit the same way. With the economic crash and debts mounting, the persistent deadline finally caught up to me. With no successor in sight, I turned to you. Step 1, no more letters. We're going straight to email. It's a pressing matter. It's time to pass the torch. Our legacy cannot fall prey to these foreclosure wolves. It's a sacred trust to be kept within the family. While my journey now leads elsewhere, my retired Secretary Eleanor will be there to guide you. Well, is she retired, or is she? It sounds like she's doing some consulting work now, which good for her, but it really cuts into the amount of money we can spend on stamps. Thank you, officer. We'll stay in touch. Me, when I have no plans to ever talk to someone ever again. Have a good day, ma'am. Oh, hello there. You must be our new publisher. You seem taken aback, my dear. Perhaps your uncle didn't disclose the full story. I apologize for the mess. Allow me to shed light on the situation. Our newspaper has been struggling tremendously. Last night, one of the debt collectors paid us an unwelcome visit. It appears that your uncle has unsavory connections. Well, they didn't... I get that they are doing some repo in order to collect for the debts, but they've just destroyed the desk. What are they looking for in there? Like tomorrow's lottery numbers? Blazanov and Dennis, say hi. It's classic Blazanov and Dennis, man. He's got the contraptions. He's just got a desk and a plant that he can't remember how to water. We love this dynamic. Blazanov is operating our telegraphing station. It's our line of communication to the world outside. That's right. As a matter of fact, I'm getting some hot news in right now. Give me a minute. Sure, Blazanov. In the meantime, I've got something to show you. Bro is literally just watching Skibbity Toilet. This is where you come in. See the blue arrow? This shows your advancement in the week. Our goal is to get a newspaper out every Sunday. So no time to waste. I'll give you some tips along the way. Pay attention to the blue boxes. Good luck. WASDA. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in, zoom out. Blazanov is working hard. He's composing a symphony, bro. He's at the Enigma machine. Bro's like, bingo, extra, extra, big scoop. They've invented a ground beef sandwich in Germany called a hamburger. Sources say we don't see it catching on in America anytime soon. The lamp represents Mr. Blazanov's telegraphing desk. When the light's on, that means a line of communication is open, allowing you to send reporters over to report on the events. This is where Mr. Blazanov found our news source. New York City. Wall Street stock crash. Bro could have just looked out the window. This is what we call the news board. The core of each news item lies in the story files. Every news item has at least one. Here we're dealing with an economy story. Only reporters with an economy skill can be assigned here. Man, somebody should tell Bloomberg. That's gonna screw up their whole business model. Actually, they got a lot of good people over there, I imagine. I'm just jawing. This reporter has the skill we need. Drag this card to the story file. Total panic going around. As you can see, he has started working on the item straight away. This story file will take 6 hours to report on. Cap. An economy tag was gained from this report. It's all about story tags, as you'll see later. I can tell he's been mewing. CEO of mewing. I'm doing it right now. Did you notice? These mobsters really did a number on our equipment. This used to be where our typesetter worked, an essential part in the newspaper production process. Reporters would come back and deliver their reports here. Over there is where the typeset reports were assembled. Yeah. The reporter, it's the same way it works in the modern day. The reporter gives the info to the typesetter. The typesetter uses a bunch of like iron rods to write the story, and then they print them on this thing and on a lithograph that comes over to the newspaper roller, and then they roll it out. It's the same way we do everything in the modern day, man. Nothing's really changed in the last 100 years. Dispose of the broken typesetting desk. Dispose of the broken assembly table. Assembly table? I'm getting CS 101 flashbacks. I almost said back shots. Also, I've never learned assembly. It is kind of crazy to think about getting like a week's worth of news from a Sunday newspaper. Like nowadays, there's news that comes out at like 6 a.m. and by dinner time, you know, someone's like, hey, did you see this? And they're like, yeah, bro, that's old news. We've already seen the news, digested it, seen clips associated with the news. It's been memed up. They already made, it already showed up on Songify This. Shmo Yoho already turned it into a viral jam. I've already downloaded the song off iTunes and listened to it so much that I'm sick of it. By the way, now that we're getting into the swing of things, exclamation point News Tower. We should actually, let me pause here for a second to make sure I've got the release date right. News Tower is coming out in February. Steam News Tower. You can add it to your wish list. Not your wish list. That's more of like a Halloween thing. Comes out the day before Valentine's Day, February the 13th. In early access. Check it out for yourself. I'm having a great time playing it so far. I love a good tycoon game. And in spite of myself, I do love the news. You know, when I was a kid, one of my dream jobs would have been journalist. Unfortunately, the world has turned and now they no longer exist, or at least it's not financially responsible to be one. The modern journalism is more like, hey, it's my 8-hour stream of reacting to TikToks. And that's a little sad. I think the world is worse off for it. But we can dabble ourselves in the 1930s world of journalism in New York City via News Tower, exclamation point News Tower, and thanks to Twin Sales Interactive for the sponsorship. It would be great to do a bit about like, imagine if 1930s newspapers were newspapers, but they printed the same stuff that people make news for in 2024. Like imagine cracking open the Egg Times in December 1930 and it's like Citizen Kane ending explained. It's time to roll presses. All right, at least we got... Oh, can you wait 6 minutes? I've got a great story about the election, bro. Okay, start the presses. They are zooming out there. New superfruit found. Doctor says never eat this thing if you want to be healthy. It's spoilers. It's either something that only exists on Mars or it's something you eat every day, like rice. Do I even have like enough news stories to print this week? We got another piece of news. A sports news. That's beautiful. Yankees contract negotiations. All right, Susan, don't let me down on this one. We need more telegraphers, bro. But I don't want to spend any money. I'm scared. Okay, guess we're going to be spending money. We're going to build a telegrapher station, which makes a lot of noise. For that, I apologize. We're going to hire a telegrapher. Give me Frank Newton on this one. Bro has no light. Okay, apparently that's my problem. You couldn't bring like a candle from home or something, huh? Heartbroken. What's your problem? This place is uncomfortable? Okay, well now I'm freaking cash rich, bro, so you can stop complaining for once. Oh, this is uncomfortable? Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. Hang on, magnifier book stand. Could an uncomfortable building do this? Oh. Could an uncomfortable building do this? He hates it. Okay, refund. Ungrateful. You get one. The sound is the problem? He's the one who chose to receive telegraphs. What am I supposed to do? Like invent email? Here, take a globe. Acoustic panel or Persian tapestry. Oh, that's nice with it. And maybe an acoustic panel as well. Now what are you complaining about? Heartbroken. What's your problem? This place is uncomfortable? There's literally no discomfort. Like, what's wrong with you? What's his problem? Give him some windows? Oh, brother, what's next? Free lunches? Best I can do? Painting of a red apple. Boy with apple. That one's for you, okay? Oh, getting more focused. Concentration is going up. My brain when the walls are empty. My brain when there's a painting of an apple. I mean, like, look at how needy this dude is. No disrespect or whatever. He's the only dude who has a good office at all. Everybody else is working inside of the warehouse. Like, everybody else looks like they're in a Costco. This dude is in, like, the Louvre. Get a life, bozo. Hollywood Union? Oh, brother. I can't even send anybody on that. Fix the water cooler? She's doing it, bro! Give her a second, okay? This guy, I'm gonna lose my mind with this Frank guy. I can't with this Frank guy. Comfort. Bro, you look at your cozy-ass room, bro! He actually needs to get fired. Are you even any good at, like, receiving telegraphs? This is like a 7-day bathroom break, by the way. I promise I'm not snooping on you. Let me see your skills. 2x telegraph receiver. Okay, big whoop. I could just buy an answering machine. I could replace you with an answering machine tomorrow. Forgot what else we had going. We need to buy our world map. Place that son of a gun. Guess what, brother? You're moving here. Election map. Okay, just let me... I gotta think about it for a second. You're moving here. The election map is moving here. The clock is moving right there. The election map is moving over here. And then the world map. Because these are our best reporters. Oh, the world map is for telegraphers. Okay, well, this guy, obviously, I can't put it here because I've got all of his comfort objects around him already, so... But then I can't even fit, like, an acoustic panel. Okay, here's... World map. Ready? That's... oh, it's too noisy in here. Okay, that's what the acoustic panel's for, idiot. Unfortunately, you're sitting in, like, the perfect place for it to go. Oh my God, get a life. Straight up get a life. Okay, comfort objects. Anything here that can reduce some noise for... How about a Persian tapestry instead? Best I can do is a Persian tapestry. Okay, well, you know what? It's gonna be loud then. Too bad. You had your chance. Oh, brother. What about... Okay, just work with it for a second. Move this bed. Move this. He's been here a long time. I don't want to lose him. I'd hate to see him go. It's like so... It's deeply unserious. It's not that noisy, bro. It's just like half of a noise. Like, get a life. Move him away from the wall? Yeah, but then he's gonna bug everybody else. Look at him. Look at... I just don't like how he's standing, to be honest with you. Why can't I put it there? Because you haven't sat down yet, bro. Okay, unpause me. Take a seat, please. Move the map. Reduce your noise. Explain it to me. slowly. There we go. Honestly, I'm not sure that you deserve Boy with Apple. There you go. There you go. Finally, can we start saving the world with our reporting now? Oh, I'm heartbroken. Why? This place is too uncomfortable. It's too hot in here. I can't concentrate. Lady, you need to talk to a doctor, okay? Telegraphing station? That's not the lawyer desk. We got our own in-house counsel, bro. Maybe you can stop complaining now that we've hired frickin' Stephen King to work here. Dude should be writing the stories, in my opinion, but that's fine. Stephen King be like, this lawsuit is an angry dog in Maine. This lawsuit's haunted, bro. I can't process this lawsuit. It's haunted as hell. This lawsuit's a hotel that eats people. Oh, no. Wanted. Poster. Well, okay, it sounds like you should go to the poster store, my dude. Economy fans are feasting as an explosion in a metal factory rocked a small town in California earlier today. Did you see the tweet that said, no way, man, journalism is washed? And then it was ABC's Inside Edition, and there was a teenager dying of disease.
Father's Day.
And since BJ can't really get to the movies, we brought the movies to him. Popcorn and a movie. Mission Impossible 5.
Awesome.
And there were plenty of friends to keep BJ company during the show. For a teen who's had so many days he'd probably like to forget, this was a day to remember. Ultimately, BJ's battle against cancer was Mission Impossible.
They gave him like a little opportunity to watch Mission Impossible early with his friends. Right after, it was like an inspiring moment, right? He gets to watch a new movie with his friends. Right after the movie ends, they segue to an image of him like in bed, and they say, sadly, survival was also a mission impossible for Bradley as he passed away. And you're like, this is a person's life, and it's like you wrote the segue before you actually wrote the rest. Like, what are the odds that they picked the movie based on a pun that the writer had in their head? That's messed up. Like, they were probably gonna make him watch like Ruby Sparks or something like that. Then someone was like, nah, bro, just trust me. Mission Impossible 5 Rogue Nation is gonna be perfect for this. That is not a +2, is it? It was messed up, bro. Straights level up better with the planets. I don't know about all that, man. The game's not even out yet, okay? Local Thunk, cover your ears. Local Thunk can't tell you this. It's against their best interests. I can tell you this. You need to stop playing so much of the demo that you've already blown out the strategy on the game before the game has even come out. We're like 21 days in advance of the game's release. All you should be saying is, wow, this game looks cool. You should not be like, oh, actually, the optimum way to build is straights or flushes every single time, but straights level up better if you go planet build, and flush is kind of easier to understand as a beginner because you just manipulate the colors of the deck. You should just roll up, step back a little bit. You have nothing to worry about. You just enjoy it. Don't maximize your own fun out of it as soon as possible. I always go back to a Wizard's Lizard, man, and it still bakes my noodle to this day. Wizard's Lizard, extremely fun, customizable roguelite. I was Kate and I are the only people on the planet who played as much of it as it deserved. And the reason is, am I thinking of, what did I call it? I'm thinking of Wizard of Legend, not a Wizard's Lizard. Did I say Wizard of Legend or did I say a Wizard's Lizard? You said Wizard's Lizard. Okay, that one I don't like that much, I'm sorry to say. I'm talking about Wizard of Legend. The one that you could customize your own spells and then go inside of the elemental dungeons, and then when you beat those, you fight the final boss. Everybody unlocked a couple of spells that steamrolled the game and then put those spells on their quick bar every single time. And then they said, well, I used to enjoy it, but then it got a little too easy for me. Brother, you're the person who put this, you're in charge of your own fun, bro. Stop taking Meteor and like Alacrity every single time if you want to enjoy yourself. Some people just want to min-max. Well, it's true, but they're min-maxing their way out of entertainment. Now they got to jump onto another prey and suck all the blood out of them with some min-maxing. You know, you could just get a side hustle if you're so optimization pilled that all you want to do is do things in the best way possible. You could just start delivering for DoorDash or something like that. I'm sure Apollo would appreciate it. That wasn't even close. I'm screwed! Well, this is all we can play, but honestly, I think we just got screwed by the blind being so big. I think we did the best that we could, given the limited amount of time in which I noticed the blind being so big. Well, it is what it is. I'll slash marker you. I'm still having a great time with Balatro. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. Might be some more Balatro as well. I can hear my wife streaming already. I'm going to go eat my lunch. And I will see you tomorrow. Suicide Squad. We probably will not be playing Suicide Squad Dawn of the Death to the Justice League. Kill the Justice League. But I wish you the best if you are. I've been there myself. Not in an exact scenario, but I've been in a similar scenario. Me signing to play a game in a sponsored stream for a vaunted franchise. In fact, perhaps even a franchise that produced last year's consensus game of the year. Of course, no, I don't need to look into it too much. I'm sure this thing's going to be amazing. It's in that franchise. How could it possibly go wrong? Day that the sponsored stream is, sign on to the internet, go to Metacritic, it's at like a 53 Metascore. Your stream starts at 11. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.
I'm in love with you, and I don't want to take drugs with you anymore. Cause this is a metaphor for the hypocrisy, androgyny, misogyny of the policies of Donald Trump. Let's do a bump of cocaine. You drive me insane, but I'm giving it up again. I'm done with the heroin. Hey girl, let's fly from England to Paris. Cause I'm really in love with you. You know what I'm talking about?